Yo abusia na ya da foforo ye gusu a ye hwe these demons no. Jimidi say last week no one kasa uye wo calculations no na ye si demon bi wo hɔ a ɛsese usuro pa na ɛsese ɛyese usuro dia wo tam ɛde ahye wonum nia wo fa ɛde akɔ wo fie because ade bi a wan permit no amma na kwanya amma no wo ho kwan no entimi ewura wo mu se wunya lose saa adwini se wo na wo ye control of your life wo na wo ye in charge of your life na ye so betumi aye de wo pe bia na wa ye dede abompa ye se obi ye bibia ma wa menua ubehu enti eniama nketenkete a eye wo se enye hu no ma enu nye hu because sebio kafrache when bie wo pono ama sebia abo mpo a ontumi nye den emewuram nti na ye wo demons no akachi na me kirechire mu bibi wo ho no ma esese be ma wote ase because adie biara eye bibi esei nipa no eyusu nipa na ni bibi ena de ase no se wadwen sebio wabrabo besei a wadwen ne besei ansa na affect wabrabo se wo nipadua besei a eye wa na wo de oseye ni bewura wu na dominate nipadua no na atimi aseye o se niama we nti na mepese me kire wo ade a wo betumi eyusu na wo de ahake wa wadwene na watumi de ahwe wo ho wa wo behwe wo programming no positively to heal the higher mind or stop the lower mind from getting attached to you yourself, your childhood trauma, so you are able to help your own child in this process. Pamocho process we are me mo be kan wasemi e ya ade ase wo to obo na wusua wan kasa wotumi kania ma bi kire wo ho se we me pay attention wo so we me pay attention wo so sankomo we ne me ne wo ba bedi na mekire wo eniama nkakra bi a wo di betwa wo ho eniama nkakra bi so obi so di betwa wo ho a wan kasa so wo behu se we odi betwa me ho na wo so watwa wo ho etimi ayi wo ho afiri mu ye kasa about the demon call last week ni me no ka nyama bebre enti me ma wote ase last week ni se demon ne betena efie ho no ma na obewura abofra ni no ne anasa ne abofra na share ni avatar na eniama ana behaviors abofra no ebe puti up enti enemo ma yenkomu deeper won so a obi beka cho so betena me nchen na me ntete wo behu angels wo be no wakotena of 4 years ebi kurati mi kosom how many years omu hu hwe wo koso ana ye threaten wo se wo kwa say ni say nti afa nipa akoye ade we awie ade a okoso okohwehwe we anya wasom so awie okoso so a na ye wo betwe enda episode no wo benya a few things wo na afa wate ase no wahu the way a wankasa wo be hack wo mind from these people na afa so bi so be hack wa ubetimi hu these are things are ye koka ho asem na maka to say the demon call nti ye behwe na ya hwe how magicians use goetia demons entity manifest said the omo ye no omo de ye adwuma no so na me kirekire a few ne obetimi aye nso no waye so bi nso aye bi etia wa ne bi a mebie bi so no wahu kwan a obefa so obeden obeje wo in the previous editorial on the goetia principalities we examine the whole network of the princes of hell as illustrated in the lesser keys of Solomon. I na me can be but and I make an chatting for but we will still do this. If your spiritual person doesn't understand metals and sigils, not or catch that we say or throw we into anything because we have princes and princesses of hell. And they know what adi omu jina so. And na ye wo dukes when it comes to spirituality ye wo dukes so ho omu so wo metala omu so omu jina so. Inti men sorry keke na men nye mobi nye setup bibi befa wa kwa wuntumi enye den enje wo. Like I told you, I'm going to first look at the demons as they are portrayed in various cultures, as well as how our ancient masters see them. Se wo se bibi obi ye bibi a wan kasa twese wo so na na oye ne sei e na me kan se aduane anka wan koto wo ma mija so de krapo de nki ye ni enti at the moment a wo ye bibi na unni connection unni link na wo hwe source na hu wo mu no watwon sa na ye adwuma because the rate at which a ebinum tumi hu demon so ogina ho o sa atade wa hye coat wa hye dade atade na aya na ehu kakra. And indeed we also looked at why you, as a modern parent or family, must take an interest in such spiritual topics because media miss anyama we there media miss ubegina ho no ma wo be rete se chale weta ye de kwa aduosia wo de aduosia e kire ye beka ho ase because if you feel say wo hwe se wo ba na smoke weed pa na ye problem wo ba no hwe pon pa na ye problem wo feel say wo ba na ye drugs wo ba na ye bo adwaman wo feel say wo ba na ye konfa na ye problem a ne fa pim na nkasa esiko na no necessary because most of the time when we start talking about things like this people cringe and behave as if it is not a progressive subject because enye mpaibo gina hwe tina ho but the fact is that all the Goetia demons are living with us in our homes and in the minds of every child through various pop culture deliverables. This is not a mystery. As a so bad time biara to me to no boase na osia na se wonim na eya wadwen say the way the people are doing spirituality na time ya dia ubedi obi achi aputiri mi e de amadwie eyo enyo hwemu na yi de eye ma wo na watumi aboa wo ba etumi aboa wo fie cause ebeye ya se wo be ye adwumaden na wanya sika atoto niama ama wo ma na emra wo ma benyini na omo beba betete wo bre ne su bia ama wo no omo asanya be ya adesoa e de ama wo ema wuwu ye ntem enunti na obesia sa niama we so it wouldn't be just paying of school fees, it wouldn't be just paying greater gadgets or mpaboa kese e de man, it wouldn't be just buying provisions to visit your children in school but ebeye de nipa odo ne beto ba bia de we invest wo mu nyina ebeye bibia ye grounded and faso ye dey e woso. Today we are going to look at the demons not as demons but as creations of our mind and from a more internal bodily energy than scary satanic monsters. Baby amede okon me say spirituality no me diwra wa mu now we're relating in your level or at your level. Now we're pulling yourself from what you have to pull yourself out of. Now we're pia wo ho so akoshe baby a ese se wo pia wo ho koshe na wo boa wo ho. Inti me ne won ka spirituality as mbebe ntuatua ho no omanum moja your debi. Enye sa na eye adwuma. Na last week ne me kire wo. Look at worms. She said the na nananom omo handle no. She said the abrofo yi aba be ye no. She the way air cause ye damages. Papa be na ayeye yemfa ade ni nsisi ani na yen link ni to ye underworld no na ye hu ye ho se ye se ni pesuwe Ghana ha ye ti krapo na ye wo ethnic groups no obia ne naduane a odi obia ne natade a ohye obia ne se de osiesie ho nti ade be ne ma eye wo se wo ye bibini a mu nyina mu ye nipa obia ye nipa nti obetumi ni obia ye de ope da bi sua wo ho na sua wo source na sua wo nananom na watimi enyi ache we ni yentumi yen. But let me ask this question. If someone tells you that God has shown himself to them, not to you, God has shown himself to them, what does the person mean? So bisi onyankopon ada ne ho adi akere no meni nyankopon bo mpu ni mpu meni nyankopon ehia face to face eya na omo pa akere se mesremu we de eya asem bisa onyankopon so obi ehu me no ntenase basemre ya yewo mi de minim se sa nyame no wasesan se wasoma ne nua bi no waba o ono de semre ya yewo mi de nkrofo hu no e ma omo tenase. For example, we have people saying an angel manifested itself to them with wings, horns, and all sorts of spooky things. Some even went to dinner with them. Some even went to funeral with them. Ebim cry married to abofo. Ane. Pamucha wo. We are then who say or your abofo because unko abofo anana we abofo. Enti only omona na to want to unim say the omotie. And the funniest aspect of this whole thing is these same spiritual people will tell you that obofo any fruma because yan wono tio obofo ni fruma because yan wono. All right, but this same spiritual person will tell you so obofo no jina ho no was 7 packs or ye macho or ye TikTok obi a yan wono nya honam no wahi. So when we say what do you for ma na ye keka we nyina a kire you bet to me a draw about for so yem frama and now the other drawn as a persona mpa label no say the frequency na wuhu in that is how it looks like. That is how the writers portray them. Ba ye de yesi ye hu omo ye ne omo ko dina omo ne ye kasa ye ane na waka kire wo say obofo oni fuma because yanwo na onya honam no avatar no onya wo hefa. We another question for another day. Especially with the Goetia demons, they have been projected into our minds as princes of hell with all sorts of spooky features. Intino obi de tunitrima no okoda no wehu no wehu obofo wo wehu obofo wo ni obofo na eye adwuma e na o ma usika na o ma ubibia ade na wo ye adwuma ma nkrofo a wo di sika so obofo na ma usika ade na wo ye adwuma ma nkrofo a wo di sika wo ton ade na wo di sika sika ne je obofo no na fa bi chiche wabusuafo na obi enye sikani e mo problems na ye wo ena mi hu no ena nani watu etua ne hu bebre ena fa hin de kosi ya who actually created that imagery ibisamo why they create that imagery ne de kire wo say obofo ni say not in fact apart from say bible ka kire wo about onyankopon apart from so wo maame ka kire wo about onyankopon apart from so spiritual person be ka kire wo about obofo demon bosom how did you also know say we ye bosom na we so ye demon just a question. Why? And they create this imagery way the mouth. It is an issue of human writers, and artistic imagination. And you saying it, straight. Or did the entities themselves come to you in a dream? Bibisa Miss Ramu, please help us answer this. But more than a boy, any NTS said, "Yeah, Uninichiana, Wukanam Nibisa, no, your body knew where he, the keke account. Even in dreams, our elders say, they are aware nisono. Ene ye de kodayem sa na wona maka kire wo se de ewa ani so no eno ne ye de kodayem means ade na ewo wadwen mu no eno na wo koda ya wo de akodayem enti na kire se obofo na hu ye no de awa ready de obi aka kire wo ena ewo wadwen mu ewo wani so opese wu ena wo de akodayem mu ana we nyina ye questions to wait you take into your dreams what is on your subconscious eye. Enti ede na ukoda ya uhu ye. Nti se car ewo wani so a ubeda akọ heaven akọhu car se ship wo wani so a ubeda akọ heaven akọhu ship. Maame Joy or say oyi osun daye no in the realms of the spirit no kohu nyankopon se wasi dan ama mo no say Lord can our house be closer to your house? Wa mo di yeso wa ha okọ so okopa closer to God. Oni berefo some kai maame no inti de wo wani so no eno na wo de bekodayem. Listen, you project what you feed yourself with. Put this thing in your head straightforward. So before we enter today's topic, I want you to understand that most of the things we read or see and project as sacred visions of gods and spirits are programmed imagery of our world. So this is why I hate it when somebody wants to distort my head, because so be distorted with thought. Bibia ube projected ye distortion. Na emfa unko bebia. Unya bibia den ewom intimate ho no. Me mpese obi ha madwen. Se wo baby na de bia negative. Ena me so daye na owo chase me like I won't mind you. Me mpese na niama obekeka no ebeba meniso niama ewo so no ano ye de niama kese niama ehu hia nti me ma wo mba mbe ye baseless argument bia with me na when we say no. Therefore, before artists and writers began expressing their opinion on what demons looked like, what are these energies? And some are writers ne be keka we ina kire na energies no ana spirits no ana what you call demons no na omo te sen pamocho bo amena menti ase na me kana na wonya obofo na wonya brunsam nti wo ye den na hu se brunsam sei note abusua me mankrankra bi akwaba to the school of spiritual vision, and then so material baby ayenam. My name is always Maame Grace. Now we are spiritual hour. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I send you love. I send you love. I send you love. I send you strength. I send you joy. I send you health. I send you healing. I send you healing. I send you healing. I send you pure healing. I send you pure energies. Love. I send you love. I send you pure light. I send you pure frequencies. I believed you. I do not bless you. I believed you. I do not bless you. I wish you a nature day, and I welcome you to another episode of A Spiritual Hour. Today we are discussing the demon call. I am always the pride of our ancestors, Africa's finest spiritual visionary. Call me the Sky Watcher. Abusia, medawase. So that's why any platform kesi so na usia de. Ma wani na ho bua wo ho because wa mboa wo ho a obi eni ho obeden obeboa wo. Enne ye episode we very very important to me. We started from last week. Enne ye de abedu baby a ye de abedu. Mama wo hu ade a enne ye bekeka ho asem ni bi. We will get into metals, we'll get into a bit of sigils, we'll get into why you should not invoke certain things, why you should invoke certain things. When you hear say, obi your occult, or your occult, or your old school cult, and also say, or your dear ben occult, or your grandmaster, or your dear wedding, these are things that, and then you become na yashe mama wakwaba. If today happens to be your first time on this platform, we are knowledge-based. Resonate with what resonates with you. Learn from this platform. We are we are preaching awakening, self-consciousness. We are not telling you about anybody, not about me, not about anybody, but you yourself. We are reminding you to get into yourself so you can project, progress, and manifest everything that is within you. Mema kwa ba de ba spiritual wadumedie kese so. Immediately when we think about the Goetia demons, we think of a bad thing. Why? Unya ti demon pe na adwin bone nko na eba utrim pacho adentia. And then unim about these Goetia demons, these 72 demons. What do you know about them? So what demon mpa edin demon na eden na ya eba wadwin because they are spooky and horrific in illustrations. Se obi tra anaso obi describe omo a na aye nhyɛ da anya kono so sa. What is your take on this, Patrol? So what is demon na ana demon ben picture na uhu ye no feel saying. Based on the sources we discussed last week, I don't know how you would advise your child to accept or revere such imagery. Imagine you walk into your son's room and see a depiction of 3 of these entities on his wall. Imagine say wako oba dem na ode bafome picture ode abo wa featuring ode abo no waye maame wata no so na emusuro na me kan yo eno so ode abo no waye Satan. And so no the about who over them. I am sure you will call your pastor to come and pray for you and exorcise him. Hey, Kabala, and Tamala. Because we're some about Sasa bon some fear namabe. But too lefty. This is how powerful storytellers are. Yes, especially those who write about metaphysics and religion. Adentia. Because the source of what they are writing, the source of what they are disbursing, the source of what they are actually teaching is fear and emotional control. Enti no omobema bibia aye saa ehunu na watumi acho e de wato baabi se nya saa de a na nipa ne kire wade a o pese opagya wumu e de kosora obe eliminate fear, panic, and guilt everyone on starting free anything spooky with you. That's what we do here. This is our powerful storytellers because obe take you source or the fear. I recently heard someone say that God chose his favorite people and gave them a holy land. Chese nyankopon o se Israel ye memai e no ma omo Israel oman kronkron nie obibini agye atum Obi betimi decide aka dia ope, aka dia ose oye. Na we projecting ye ama ato nipa aso. Ebi na enye sample note. But so to me projecting who ye, not selling who ye are. Almost say how you serve your cake is how they will cut it for you. It's your be and on what projecting who are selling who or say think about me this way. Say me your omanya onyame atrusi me your oman kron kron. Obi betimi aye ni decision. Say me ye honam ye kokko. Ye nyame ma. Ye trimi ye troka nyame kora say na we projecting no sa no wa boss adawuro no odin fie bebrebe a boss adawuro no enti otini him ni kuro mu kura dan a wo ye one star e dan no otim no kura ni nyina most of them ni ye ndua dan enso otim ema obibini oye nyame abode ahyase no ebe ye ne ho to so obeku ne ho na wakọ okọ no ohu hwe kura ope ekura bibia ye one way ukọ adwuma wabefi abeda ukọ adwuma wabefi abeda untumi nkobo obi pono ye kunye ho ne yakọ adentia because obi a project ne ho se sa anote won so project ho sa what say paucho. And this was recorded for the world to accept in a book written by the people God chose. Nkrofo wey almost say na muhu ye na say na nyame ka kire ye enye me na maturo omo ano mo tro fa omo hu e na omo started omo project. Ena obibini anaya asiafu ni moto omofu a whole full African man ejitu mu se obi otro no ho asem no sebe na dwenye nti ontro no ho asem bone na onfa mbrɛw na on be project ma. Does this even make sense? Or say me say nyankopon say na metie ena watro egu pepam ena ode aba. And the same people know omo ka se nyankopon na afre omo atusu omo no omo aso no omo tro sa asem na de brɛw obibini se me to me ntwin deep. Same people wrote that God has given them the land. Nti so ka kiro se nyame atusu no na wugitum de a so be ka kiro se nyankopon so de asase na manade na wo beye. It is a choice. They decided so omo be da omo ho adi the way omo pese hu omo won obibini so da wo adi say na opese nipa hu. In short, all your family property God has given to me, and this is the evidence of God speaking in a letter that was written by me. Me pamucho me de ade we ba wo kwa, how would you even feel? Obedi atum say maba na me say onyame ka kire me say wabus wajapade nyina ye me dia enti nyankopon ka kire me no o ma me twiro wo paper so nti anu nie pacho wo unyansam level ne tesen ena be ma waje asem enti de atum. But ebi obibini yakasa asem we ya kire obibini ma obibini age atum e ma obibini atena wo ma ne nua obibini so abeka kire ne se me ye nyame wo so e ma waje atum ma ofre ni nyame e ma obibini etna wo masa nipa yo se oye nyame aka kire so koton wo japade nyina na fesika ne breme ma obibini ate ase akoton ne japade nyina edisika na ba eno ne yati hu owu achinsem eno ne yati hu onyame ba nie aya wo bisa wo hu adan no nyankopon papa bi na o se nyankopon se ono o be ware me na me se nti nyankopon ka kire wo se be ware me na me ye betwani nti nyame ni tumi ni me nkasa ti me de wan be ka hwe anche me. It takes two to tango. You say angel no ko ka kire Mary se obewo no na ye bi trotte na ma obi no sa angel na so ko ka kire Abraham se medi obi wanyem ode yefu na ebrew nti ode ba age mengu na nim ase nti nyankopon kro no ye sa no wantumi an be ka kire me an ka kire wo so e na wo be ka kire wo na hu yi na wo na wo be ka kire na wo na wo watro evidence no so de brave Africans. You should think about this. Those who can write proper English should write what I just said in English at the comment section and put my name under it. How do we even think? How do we even think? Somebody just walked into your house, your land, your country, your continent, and told you that God has chosen me and said you should give me everything you have. And this is the evidence he made me write. And you sat down and you admitted this and you are acting on it. What kind of sickness can you call this? I'm begging. It's a question. Would you give me your properties if I should come to you and tell you this? I can answer yes for some people. Because as we speak in Ghana here, some people has opened their mouth to say that they are God. We have over 5 messiahs in Ghana here. Ye wo nyankopon 5 wa ha. O ka kiro mo so mo nton ze bi kra se mo wele mo property ma churches. And you people are willing it. It's okay. I have said in an editorial before that anytime Christians believe that the Bible is from God, they accept that Africans should lose their lands. Because it's a Bible ni nyame na de ba ye pe. Let us say the Bible be can be say uti na udi so. Eno an waka akere mo no. Ose ma ton mu manyina e pe aduane adi. Mo pese mo ntua mortgage. Still am ho ntom na okasa kere mo. Nti se mo ditum se nyankopon ene na kire se mo asase nyina be kwa kodi baabi. They accept that Africans are sinners and not humans. Africa for ya bone for no munye nipa. On my platform Revelation, I have seen a pastor, an African grown man, telling me that we sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So we turned into black and ran into the bushes. A grown African man is vomiting this publicly in the name of religion. Wow. We are sinful. We are cursed. They accept that melanin is a sign of a curse. This pastor said this on my platform. They accept that brainwashing and the religious propaganda written in the Bible by the same people benefiting from it. The same people that came to tell us that God has given them the land. The same people who wrote the evidence or the certificate or the document. And the same people brought it to us. And I don't know the level of understanding. We have also swallowed it and submitted to this. I don't know what to say. How does this even make sense? In the same way, the Arabian dynasty is protected by the Holy Quran. And by that, we submit our land and heritage to them. Whenever we accept what they have written to us from God. Also, they came. They also came with their Holy Quran that God has also chosen them and given them all the land. So they have shared us. Part of us are following the holy lands. And we are here. And everything that is making these places is coming from here. It is because we accepted this. And it is working for them. How can same God create a holy book and choose different people? And when they are even saying the history, they will tell you that a maid and the madam and a man after God's heart fucked all of them and make babies. And these people, their source is even nasty and they are holy and they are chosen one because they are nyamepe and oh yeah, what have we done to this God that he didn't choose us? A dear ben sem fu pa na sa nyankopon odi so na dwe adwuma. To me, he hates me. So I don't see him as a normal human. Is he a human or what? Like, I don't know. How? Holy Quran, Holy Bible, the Holy Land. The Holy Land. Is my land a cursed land? What did I do to attain that? Does this even make sense? I don't understand this God. And this is a clear evidence that these people are assembly and kamebe kampu mejai. Sa Eucharious president, Bible, Okodin Tokwach apparently no our agenda. When we say we attend achoki ni omumie no ometwa mo ho. Ombeko ahye. Say before beto omoboase asua de kakra nka beboa yen. Watcho no so making the country the Holy Land. Make sure so the wisest for his country. You didn't understand. What are we writing for ourselves as Africans? If nobody can make us holy, can't we make ourselves holy? It's just a question though. What is preventing us? I don't see anywhere, any land, any continent that are powerful or that is powerful than Africans. If any place can be holy, and this God that chooses holy people and make them holy doesn't see us, then he's a blind God. Ostophios. I'm telling you. Because whatever he is saying about Africans is hogwash to me. Maka, what are you writing about yourself from God, Africans? I'm asking you. That should be the question. Ask yourself this question. And when we tell you the good things about yourselves, all these clowns in the comment section misbehave. If you were nobody, sit somewhere. I am. The fact that I am an African, everything powerful in this whole universe, sit on my shoulders. I am the underworld that this world sits on as an African. The fact that I am born an African and a black woman, this is who I am. I hold the underworld for this whole world to find a feet or a place to stand. So I am the ether being. Do you get this? I am full of soul and emotions. So you cannot tell me I am not holy. Then that God is a fake God. This is my argument. Well, no one is stopping you from giving up your ancestral heritage. But like the musician in his song said, give up and see. What did the opposite be? But give up and see.
Give up and see. Give up and see.
So we need to question the spooky imagery and nasty text descriptions of these Goetia entities, which is why we are treating these topics. I say the entities we should find out, we should investigate, because nobody will come and oppress you and write anything good about you. This is common sense. This is simple knowledge. This is simple calculation. Because I don't know this from my ancestors. The fact that this knowledge is not coming from my DNA, I will not accept it like that. I have the wisdom, I have the opportunity, and I even have that right to investigate this foolish God. My word, forgive me. Remember, we have never shifted from our main focus of providing you with authentic spiritual education for free. I have been sitting here for over 8 years and I keep talking every day just so that you find yourself. We are not making you feel less. I'm not making you feel miserable and fearful. I'm not controlling your emotions. I am just hitting that memory that has become dormant in you. That's what I'm doing here. Abusia, let's move on. Remember, we have already looked at how these demon images and entities sit with us in our homes and how they are introduced to our families through pop culture elements like movies, games, posters, apps, etc. I think say yes, starting from the game side, you know. And I'm the waba from Jesus to Satan. We are delusional. We are living in a fake world. That is changing you, an African. One kasa. Usha editorial, usha anapa we are. Usha obibini, ebetunya de nohoda. With this kind of mindset. Or Babesie Lidi is such a thing to happen to Ghana. It is sitting here. Now the bang and no obroni catcher to betunya ma 1 CD diacho. Kofo wa mucha adekwa. I just say unim na unim so shut up. Or ma 1 CD or expect 10 CDs. This is who they are. Our next phase is to understand how it is applied as magic. Hopefully, in subsequent chapters or episodes, we will look at the role of King Solomon in dealing with these principalities of hell. Mudo Solomon. Uboni din. Onu si asore dine demons. What has light and darkness got in common? Eba the saying the demons si daimo nyankopon akoten. So nyankopon is the head of demons. Does this even make sense? And then we looked at their real symbolic or biological meaning and understanding, which will take away their scary, spooky nature. So you back for me because obia mfem huna embe reduce you. So yes, wonye bone bia na se obi bebo wo punu mu a wo de akukuduro na bie no. Na se obi di bibi hyehyɛ wadwene mu a so obi bɔ wo pono na wo di hu kobie na eyewuo na ebehia wo. Tie me ye. Then that complete an entire academic class on the spiritual topic of goetic demons. So I will take my time and take you through this. So biara enye biom. That's going to be a powerful mystery class. And I hope you come along strong. Episodes yeah and saying like an eye-opening episode. Get into it. Free yourself and know how to use these energies if you feel like. Oh yes, what I'm saying is that go beyond this body, go beyond everything you have heard, go beyond everything already, go into yourself or get into yourself and find things about yourself all by yourself. So, let's look at how occult societies apply these demons and their identities and see if it helps them or hurts them. Mama yenhwe mu nkwa akire. So bi ka bibi akire wo a se we ya entie se nipa no mu asem na de okan ye pepepe na wo so waye dabi. It doesn't work like that. Wo tie obi enum asem a wetie wie se de ohun no na waka. Wo so hwehwem because sa asem bi sisi a we kokan wo de we obeka no we kokan wo de we obeka no obi e kokan wo de we obeka no enu nti na ye hia de se so obi beka bibi kire wo a find out before you act. So sorry, you don't look stupid in the eyes of anybody. Now, how magicians use Goetia demons? Let's look at this. In the real world, magicians and illusionists do not view these symbols and imagery as mere illustration or video game images. Because adie befa wadwene die. Afa wo body. Afa wo emotions die. And joke. So these people don't look at any of these things as send me the family, send me dabi. They don't do that. And if they will make money out of it or progress out of it or creation out of it, they will go all out to find out what is there. That is wisdom. They treat them as real. Be a joke so. Be a joke we be no so. They treat them as real. Working magical tools, special mind buttons, or energy pipes that help them channel their powers into reality. So nothing is like a joke in the eyes of an occult person. Anything that controls humans is very important to them because that is what will make them rich. Oh, Christo need an oh, where they say you game keke. Oh, where they say you way keke. Unsua. Obey mpa unsua ni ye. Nti de bia na pa me say it is Christians are the easiest target to hit. I'm telling you. Do you remember Dr. Beckley? We all know him in Ghana. Na ubo ni dia na asemaba. I won't say much about him. I'm using his name for something. He can be classified as a magician or old school occultist because of his understanding and use of these elements. Minim ni fie, not to Gulf City. I no pere metumi aka no sesi maka niyama mienu ha. Me say eden old school occultist. And you will understand they place you in these places. Medical can old school occultists. When I was talking, me catch them say you were princesses and you were dukes. So when it comes to spirituality, the metal that goes with the person that tells where the person belongs. Ti papa we de mi yisu no keke as an example. Me can say you be back as a minchire chire mu ye ma minchire the difference e wo mienu num. Old school magicians strictly follow ancient magic books because they believe a symbol is a spirit's true secret name or its personal radio frequency. Tie, waiting na sigils no ewo sigils ahodo mo fa bi ngugu we ni so emfa ma me. De enunti na sigils ahodo ewo ho ana so se menka se airport ahodo wo se yesi ye be decode platform ya yet so ye be kire a lot of airport and the kind of things that can come and dwell there. What am I say? Enti papa no old school for no way of understanding is what I'm just teaching you right now. For example, some old books say that the specific spirit symbol must be carved into a special metal that reflect how important the spirit is and its status within the hierarchy of demonology. That is why when say we beka kire me say uhu spirit ni say senya, sometimes it's a bit disturbing in natural fact, because yan wo no enti wo na wo be ma no avatar and now wo na wo be ma ne body. I think I've taught us about this. The reason why there is bread in the church, the reason why there is wine in the church calling for a ghost, the reason why there should be blood on the shrine, and the reason why ombe fufu aduane e de esi wa na say the reason why omukun aboa na ombe toto ne mere boketo ne de ato hodum e de ama aboa no. Mama me explain dia me di kan ne kakra. For example, tiweyo, God is used for entities whose status is that of kings. Inti say o spiritual whoever no wakoso sa bisini egu ni ko mu a error. Enunti na ahemfo no omo hwehwe omo hu gold na sisi e reduce abedu ntonton e we binum kom. Eno your topic for another day. While copper is used for dukes, I am sure you have heard about your pastors praying and calling people dukes of hell, dukes of hell. Omo use burofo kesede de mama ya mo use mu phone. Some of these people are more demonic than me ameti ye. Inso burofo no omo kan omuka eya antiase ni wonti. Recently ya na mabemu say am bishop sofo yi bi tons omuka nyina say na ye chanting. Meboa mo amu behu mu ani so. Mo ba je mu ani so. Even wa begina wo su say obi je wasa ase frog nyame no nkokon mu nyina yi laja mo afeja nhye nkrofo. Mo nhye ne ye nhwe. Abegina wo su. Wetin man for do you? Your spiritual people don't even understand metals. Not to think of understanding sigils. Yaka kora de mu yenja ho ansana. Ukoka na omu didi watem. Ye ina na ye breu because yesi ye ndi nokura ma ye mu obi ye ndi nokura ma ye na yesi ye ndi nokura ma ye na obi ye ndi nokura ma ye nyina ye bewu. Yase behye. Sa no pe uhu. Wote de ameka kire ho. Also, tin is used for princes of hell, as they are called. Yeah. Who beside me? What metal do you play with? In fact, which kind of metals does your spiritual person plays with? I don't know ye. Abyssinia, nkonsong, cigarette paper, ni e de achechere. Won hine ni niyama na ehyeche ne ho no. Wayo? I have hosted shows. Me na ma host show makobusum bi asusu me intact me gina mana so pore. Busum bi entumi, who are you to possess me? You the craze. And guests come in and guess different metals. They come in with different metals followed by different entities. But they forget that I know how to use them better. They know. This is why I'm the sky watcher. This is why I'm the grand phoenix. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, you know. Also, during a particular ritual, such as one for calling saints, the magician must stare at the symbol to tune their mind to the spirit's specific frequency and vibrations. Now, eya memobo, you support libation, who face west, who face east. Me say bi wo hwe kra na ekito no so a spiritual person no to say ye rade wo koka na waka ne say wo benya asem abaka akashi o fe alechon but obi asoso hu ya na ya na eye mobo. Then they will draw a witch circle with chalk as a protective border so that if there is danger of any kind, the spirit will be contained in the witch's circle. Platform now, we've done that episode also before. If you are interested in learning how to establish a witch's circle of protecting for your daily life, let me know. Should we do this? How I wish your baby your machine be a bit poppy gossip chat it phone in every platform. So yet they are feeding on us and hating on us. tender fire you will show. That one is different from the chalk circle used by magicians or occultists. There were so many things I hear. So what you do next is place the symbol outside the protective chalk circle and then command the spirit to appear and establish a deal. This is what they do to you people. And then me you will fear. Understand that, Tio. One, I've told you know what you are calling. I want you to understand this before you make that move. Understand that entities operate under contracts. Medical teach you the wheels of spirituality dada. Material soul contracts. Material covenants. Do you remember? Material 3 wheels are a driving way in a culture say in spirituality, no morality or morals don't matter there. And to understand that every entity operates under contracts. This is very important. You must ask, demand, command, and allow them before they can work. Me say, you onipa. Na sun biya to me bogura without your permission is an error. Who a weaker vessel. Yes. Enti so we obi a wokọ sorry anointing afọ obi a na ebi mfawo a na wunsu a won osere. You don't know how powerful you are. An entity, a demon, a Jesus, whoever has no right to possess you without your permission. When it happens like that, you are a weaker vessel. Straightforward. I'm not going to polish this. Because before they work, rules and regulations. So make sure your contract protects you. When behave like this. Obia and our corporations will be only the corporations, only rules, only regulations, only grounds, only stand, only purpose. Obey you see or best sell where you will look like a madman. You will lose respect. There are specific processes for each Goetia entity. But I can't share all openly, but Mekabi. This is a practical class for teaching purposes only. Inti mema ubibi. Machira wo me say this is a practical class for teaching purposes only. Inti nyadia me be called the darker side, but mema ubibi that's what you need to know. Now, let's look at entity manifest. Don't forget you are watching Spiritual Hour and we are treating the demon core. The first model I described above is the old school way. Old school, old school way. And many occultists, magicians, pastors, and students use it. And it's so common. They are midi can't no, so do the way, I don't know much. But say ya quiet him at a point where we make gold balls. At the point where we have a whole pot that directs you straight to your ancestors' hole. You know, we've gone beyond the old school stuff. But I'm just teaching you the old school stuff. Because in actual fact, even the old school stuff, no crano, me who be a all ye in toto. Me nko baby, but me see me who ye. Until na me nim nyansa, me nka say obi ni wo ye ni in toto, but me who ye. Mark that one down for me. But with the advent of the new age and new teachings, this era, the idea of calling spirits to manifest in the physical realm has been challenged. And people like me have argued that most of these manifestations in the physical realm are just earthly spirits pretending to be other entities. I have made my stance clear. So if you tell me, Grace, that you saw an angel and you spoke with him, I look at you. It's something you are saying. You can't say that to me. Within the realms of the earth, there are non-bodied creatures that have mastered the art of illusion. And then I'm kind. Me say, sa ehono ye would adia creatures are any honam. One kasamwaka say abofo kura ni fruma because yan warm simply means yan wo ni honam. Wo na wo be create honam bi body bi na wo de no ayede atum. Let's mark this down. That is why you will see cross in the church. The cross in the church and the wooden statue at the shrine, there is no difference in it. See, I see the sickle moon and the star sitting on top of the mosque. It has nothing difference between cross and the shrine. They are all sigils. They are all sigils that represent a particular entity, because you have to create an avatar for them to come and dwell in it. Because ye were soon and I were to me and I was spirits ni bi wo ho a omo master this physical world illusion, but omo ni body. A corner problem no wa pa say obofo no ye 6 packs no omo ba no omo take horse so no oba. Please check your head. If you tell me you saw this in your dream, maybe it will actually make sense. You know, when you say you saw it in your dream, it makes sense. But if you tell me, you should check what the person has actually consumed. It makes sense. They are androgynous beings without bodies. And nobody can dispute this fact from science to where. To me, body. Where did they get it from? They were not born. Even fishes in the sea, they get pregnant and they give birth. They multiply by. So what are you saying? Some see them and classify them as aliens. Others see them and call them genies. Some also call them angels, and they even have the ability to appear exactly like the image of God and Jesus as you have in your mind. And I'm a catcher, they can appear as your father's ghost. You get me? Their abilities as androgynous beings mean they can appear as male or female because they are genderless. You know why it's our episode where they can move between realms. They can fit them. You can see them in your dreams and in the astral world. When you say this, I will understand you. Don't come and tell me, say, angel or was 6 packs. They should check you out. But you can see them in this. Yes. I know I have taught you guys a lot about many of these androgynous entities roaming in our dimensions and in the etheric planes. We've done this, a full episode. Mary Boachi will do a great job and give you that episode. They are the ones influencing most of the activities on earth. They manipulate because in Mrana Komo Baha, so the right and vulnerable. So they take advantage of our ignorance. No more influence a whole lot of things. Anyway, we are not here to talk about these non-bodily androgynous beings, but we can make it an episode one day. But the reason I spoke about them today is that when you channel a spirit, be it an angel, demon, saint, or your ancestor, these beings are the ones with primary access to earth and have the ability to take any form. So mostly they show up. If I want how straightforward I deal with here. Me catch them say, Yahweh, who say God on your man, or you're genderless. That is why we don't know whether he said he created us like in his image and likeness. Me, I'm a woman with breasts, with bum. All right? Does he look like me? Or he looks like Uncle Jojo? It doesn't make sense to me. Androgynous spirit. But yeah, in some way, they can turn into anything. Into be careful your mother you are calling. Your father's ghost you claim you are calling. In this theory, the new age of using Goetia demons comes into play. People who channel aliens and star beings use their mind in a process called mind possession. This is one of the greatest process these people channel aliens through. It is the same as akom in our traditional circles. And I did an extensive editorial on this some years back. And that's our platform we are so. I said, when it comes to spirituality, I've done 360. Nobody has done that. Because of the teachings of people like us, instead of using the old occult ways, New Agers rather use symbols to reprogram the hidden, deep part of their own brains, so that they can channel these entities or allow them to hack their minds. I had a problem. They combine meditation, palmistry, and divination to manifest these entities. This is cancerous. I call it mild channeling. Involves writing down wishes on paper, getting yourself into a hyper-focused state, and chanting the words or wishes on the paper. Appear on the paper. And these people would not chant that Bank of Ghana should be full of dollars one day. Akayen show off. Hence, they sit in your higher mind. So then burn the paper or trash it to forget the wish. But by doing so, you take the wish from your earthly mind into your higher God mind, allowing the hidden mind to do the magic work for you. We call this process reprogramming magic. And then make sure and when maka 3 different stages. So if we decide to do this, tell me how you think we will do this. But does this matter? Does it pay? Is this the agenda? Does this set us free as people? Because this thing, it is effective for people who are addicted to backward lifestyles and want to project themselves into a better person. That's why I'm saying it is not for me. I know because I have sat, I have learned, I have grown in it practically. So I know what to involve myself with and what to stay away from. I am just teaching you this. This is like self-hypnosis. And I have done this for people who have a poverty mentality, where we were able to reprogram them into thinking and behaving like people of abundance. And the results are screaming success. We don't do that. Yes, me, I have a mindset to be. Say, almost say yebeko heaven. Heaven no almost say yebeko. No man kase nipa ba akon nebeko. Nipa nebeko. Almost say yebewu. Mi hu se nipa ewu debia. Inti se ewu echi mpo yo manya. Ekosu nipa. Ene ebewo ho. Bebi asase na se yesie nipa mpo. Nipa ahodo ni yesie omo ho. Inti na chese bebi ebeko bia ye ni nipa nebeko. So nipa ye priority to me. And then a priority to you. Anka nye nipa na ye priority anka de we ye be konna. They are making sika. Anka dwuma mpo ye nye bi nka ye be da ba bia ye du ni ahome. We are still working. Na anka ya ye we ye de we asi woni oba na wanu twutwu fom na dabi. You see, this is a beneficial process. Because a lot of people have been through what I call doomed childhood. You can say a higher cleansing because people have been through very difficult socialization situations and have had traumatic childhood experiences that have shaped them. And American European is only ne beda. I just say force no how to give in and get wet and the rest before whatever that's supposed to happen will happen. Ebinumo ya kan ohia semegu omasoma ama sika no wenye binimpo ntumi nto ade papa emfa anye no nkofo go through a whole lot. This has resulted in an extreme poverty mentality. And I maame de wanye ye me maame aware anye ye da nti mi so me de anye ye da me maame ne mewu ye me wo fa ye sei yare we ku obi wo ye fie na senya niam ebinum akom ni niam nipa bi di omani ehu no ade edi ato omusu even though they are not poor now and am di kan kan ye no onye poor wenye sika so still onim what to buy or a severe sense of insecurity. Omo kankan sebe kafra facha me otobi ni ebu no omo tafo wani tantan ko no a ne ho ayefe so still ne ho mbon o but adwen no ofili se ne ho bon. Even though now they may be married and have great partners, but ade na ego mu tirim no ne ye keka kire omo no omo kaye a na omo akwa share omo back. Obroni call most of these childhood fears phobias. In extreme cases, insecurity is causing women to harm their husbands and children when there is no need for that. And a lot of people are not able to enjoy their wealth or current progressive situations just because of unhealthy childhood experiences. Ebia bro. Ebia bre. Ebi be di dipo. Nkrofo bi nchan dodo anchanya nkrofo atena. Ye di omo afam. Sexual abuse de ye ntumi po enkan. Worse, verbal abuse. Worse, ebi use wa me bi no mo. Ye ntumi po enkan. In our African settings, a lot of women have experienced some sort of childhood abuse or molestations that have become a burden of bad character in their marriage and sexual relationships. Ebi bro, ebi adane akonrinsafo, ebi me say ebi ni omukunu num nete. Ose wachi hwa ebi ni omukunu num nete ose sex toy no ehye front na me ankasa me hye back ebi de ebi akoni amamu ama omo adane omo monsters ema omo akotena afoforo abrabo mu ema abrabo aye din ama omo nanka ye use say ni ama edu clean ye use mfen din omo so. I have said this before that when people go to especially girls schools maka wo episode ba akomuda. They look at nkrofo na omo na ase pepra da bia ne mpaboa ba ako efie na owo no dia wakom no leave a toll on her inti otekwa amobomobo sa nkrofo no na empanimfo na omo initiating kola into bad things no omo hwe na omo show mo a little love. That little love ni they buy their right and their sense of humor out of them. No omo initiate omo into a lot of bad things. So wo hwe me no obi bata wo nchen a na wo de ne ko bibi ma hwe ni ye pachopa. So we stepchild ete wo nchen a hwe ni ye no nobody knows tomorrow enye no ne ye ka ne nde but ebi ayire omo ho atiti ebi no. This is where I use such mind reprogramming positively to heal the higher mind or stop the lower mind from getting attached to childhood trauma. Na ke de se niam nyina eno na ye de ye. So when I was talking make I say yesua ewo a school practically for years no, this is what we use them for. Through this process I can teach you to hack your own mind. Tell it what to focus on and what to delete or pay less attention to. Because I have told you that where attention goes, where focus goes, that is where frequency also goes. And that is where realities are manifested. Why? I didn't hear. So that you live life. I say we are free. Because enye bebre awo, enye ketu awo, but said dia we are free with what you have. Enye wo na wo mpese we are free. Enye wo na wo sore da na wusu. Enye wo na wa sheda se wo pese we are depressed. Enye wo ena wadwen aye kese enye wo na wo se wo enye wo na ntumi mpagya wo na emom de ache wo no na ye use we ni ye di ifiri ho na wa have wo life na wa be a better person so that you can cleanse your mindset of insecurity and extreme trauma blocks. Ade we ye gu awade ye bebre obema na ikọ party or ko program ntumi mfa na yiri mpo ndi nachi cause oba na nkasa wa ye moa. What is your insecurities? Tell me. You need validation. You want people to say that you are this before you be clean that. That's why I said 2 weeks here. Last week and this week, they chat us for me. I said, "They are making now a few minutes and be a package in besu." So that you can cleanse your mindset of insecurity and extreme trauma blocks. I've told you. So if this technique is gotten from the study of Ars Goetia, then can we say that they aren't that scary? So maybe say wait a question and me jam out. Try and answer this for me. By the way, who first discovered them? Why did he come home? And by what means do they exist to help mankind? These are big questions I'm leaving for you. Measure a few things. Know what you are calling, and I know what you are doing. And no any peace at the bro. Have your contract before you call anything. You should have basis and have grounds. Know what you are doing. I've given you a bit of tips. And I maybe some two bigger questions. We will enter more into how this knowledge of the 72 princes and kings of hell is applied in secret societies. Baby, magic, modern practice, and everyday life. Say it to me actually way now start to say we near marketing. Ewa dream panic or domu. Let's just say we free panic stage, we free guilt stage, I feel we free fear stage. What enter into another stage. Focus is what you are doing. I am giving you me feel me know what bad benim. Till you do baby, I say you're getting into this place. Get in here stronger for your own good. I will see you again in class next week. Like I will be back next week. I know you are happy with this episode. See you next week. Shalom. Peace.